Hey everybody, Cam Roland here. Great to see you. So I want to talk about a deal that didn't go as planned. It was a lease option, a rent-own deal, and great tenants for the most part. Paid their rent on time every month, took decent care of the property. But we got close to the end of the term, so it was a 3-year term, and they agreed to buy it for 230. And the 3 years went by and we were getting ready to close. Her credit score was good. Then they went to the bank. I had recommended a mortgage broker, but they went to a different bank, which is totally fine. But then what happened was, and I didn't find this out until afterwards, but stuff started to slow down. They needed an appraisal, and that's fine. I've got no problem with the appraisal. But what I found out afterwards was that their debt servicing was significantly off. They had purchased a newer vehicle, probably about a $50,000 or $60,000 vehicle that they had monthly payments on, which totally messes up their debt servicing ratio. And the other thing was that their overall income had decreased from the time that they started the program. So those are two things that I was unaware of. And those two items again were the fact that their income overall had decreased and their debt had gone up. Now, I am pretty religious about telling my tenant buyers not to take on any new debt during the rent-own term. They said they're approved because I didn't have direct contact with their mortgage broker, and then they need an appraiser. Great. So when did the appraiser come in? The appraiser came back, and it was very low. So so low it was let's see here, it was about $45,000 lower than our agreed upon purchase price. It was around 280 or 185. We'd agreed on 230. And comps in the area support a 230 purchase price. But so they came back and said, could you lower your price? And it's like, well, why? Well, because the appraiser came in and he said it was so low, and the appraisal came back at 185. And it's like, oh, that's not good. So tell me more. And so I had to dig further. And one of the things that I found out through this process was that they were only approved for a mortgage for 185 because of their debt servicing. So interestingly enough, was that the appraiser came in exactly at what they're approved for, not really what the value of the house was. So this has happened to me probably one other time, and this is why I like to be there when the appraiser is there, right? And so basically, the deal went sideways because I wasn't gonna lower the purchase price just because their income had changed and their debt servicing had changed. And so we came to an agreement. It was that we both agreed that we weren't going to change our positions. And it's unfortunate because they will lose a bunch of money. They'll get some back because we're just in the process of cleaning it up. But this is a problem with tenant buyers that can happen when their debt servicing is too high and if their income has changed. So, I need to do a better job of making sure that I know exactly how much their income is. I mean, really, I should have been kept up to speed with exactly what the mortgage broker was getting, the information at the mortgage broker, so that I could be realizing this information real time, because now I was in a more responsive mode in terms of finding out after the fact all that went on. So all that being said, unfortunately, the deal did not go through, and the tenant buyers have moved out. We're in the process of cleaning it up, and place needs a whole new paint job, that sort of stuff. But these things happen, and so when you're working with a tenant buyer, you'll find, at least I find, that uh, once they're in the program, they're more resistant to give you information in terms of where exactly they're at with their credit score, income, debt servicing, all that sort of stuff. So you need to be more diligent. I need to be more diligent, more on top of them in terms of requiring that stuff. Some of that stuff I do have in the contract. And if they don't supply that, it's a breach of contract, which can really kill the deal right there. But you need to be very intentional and upfront with your tenant buyers in terms of the information that not only do they need to give you now while you're pre-qualifying them, but throughout the term of the program, and especially 90 days leading up to the possession date in which you signed 3 years prior. That is crucial information that they will need to know, so that they can be more cooperative with you during that process, and I can do a better job of helping them qualify to ultimately own the property. Hey, if this has been helpful for you, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Would love to have you a subscriber of my channel. Helps my YouTube algorithm, and also gives me feedback on what videos are liked and not liked, so I can produce more valuable content.